This is my next posting to my blog, and initially I was going to just take pictures, but as you can see there's so much going on here that I thought, oh my gosh, just in order to do the process, take the pictures, edit the picture, post them online, then it'll do a lot of work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to combine. There's a video of just the basic beginning, and then I will take a close picture of the project when it's done, and then I'll post it online. So this is our first family Christmas, and like many other moms out there, my dilemma is I have a little guy at home, and Andre is not even 2 years old yet. So even though there's so many beautiful Christmas balls and ornaments out there, they are all very fine glass, and my concern was that if I bought those arrangements, that he would break, and then we would have a very unmerry Christmas because I would probably have to run him to the emergency room. So the second option was, yesterday I went to Walgreens. Yes, I buy stuff at Walgreens. I love that store, by the way. I should be getting some sort of royalties, not royalties, but commission from them. But anyways, bought some cheapo plastic unbreakable ones. But they were not very attractive, and we have this beautiful tree that is way too big for our home, but oh well, it's our first one, so we're gonna go big. And I thought, just like I make many other things, I thought, why not? I should just be able to make my own arrangement. So I went to our local craft store, and I found some great things that, combined with the stuff that I already have, I'll be able to make some very attractive ornaments for our first Christmas tree. Yay! That are basically child friendly. And if your little guy wants to take this ball and throw it down the floor, it won't break. It will roll. He can have a little fun. And then everybody can have a good time, and you can certainly save the ornaments to use it coming years. So let me start by saying that this is what most people, I understand, won't have as many things as I do, and this is just one small percentage of it because I make things a lot. So, and with the pass of time, I've accumulated like tools and things that you can use. But you don't need all that. You can either pick a theme that you want your tree to be like, or you can just gather things that you just have around the house. For example, you don't need 3 kinds of glues. Most people have our old Elmer's glue. So this is a really good multi-purpose glue, and since I'm doing this by myself, I don't have a cameraman, I'm just gonna zoom in this way instead of zooming in with the camera. So Elmer's glue, all-purpose glue. If you're doing fine glittery things, another Elmer's spray adhesive, this is very nice as well because it leaves a very, very fine sticky surface. Make sure, if you're going to use this, is the Elmer's Craft Bond, and it creates temporary or permanent bond. Make sure you spray this outside because you don't want, it's highly toxic, and you don't want this to be lingering around your home, and you don't want to spray on your work area. Another thing that I use a lot is Mod Podge, and this is for paper mache. If you're using to put paper on a surface, like little pieces of paper or pieces of fabric, this is great. And also because after it's dry, you can put it on top again and create a very lustrous surface, so you won't have to varnish it, for example. So this is your basic starting. You will need the paper mache ornaments or paper mache balls. This one was just 99 cents. Of course, they vary in price, and I chose to get a little ball. This multi-dimensional star here that I think is very pretty. The Christmas tree, of course. Another star, more little, not so faceted. and gingerbread, little man. We don't have this in Brazil, but you know, I'm in the US, so do like the Americans. Now those already come with the pre-inserted cord, so you won't have to do anything with it. I also chose to get a styrofoam ball, and I have in 2 different sizes, but I'm only showing you in this one. And then you will also need, if you choose to get styrofoam balls, you will need to get these little screw eye hook. These are little miniature ones, and I will take a close-up picture so you can see. And these you will screw on top of the styrofoam ball, and then you will use either a cord, or for example I got the velvet ribbon, so it can hang from your tree and you have a nice little hanging thing. Other things that I got to decorate: stencils, pre-made stencils. These are stencils that I used in the past to make color picture frames, and I'm going to try to use them. Buttons, vintage buttons. I love everything vintage, and these buttons I used to make mold for some porcelain pieces I did, but you can glue them all over and have a beautiful button ball or a button star. Seashells. Basically any little thing that you have around your house that you want to do. So you can have a very eclectic Christmas tree, or you can have one very monothematic. I don't even know if there's such a word. You will need a sharp pair of scissors for fabric, because you don't want to mix them too, and one for paper. I have also an assortment of papers, some with different saying. I got this one, which is very appropriate for the Christmas season, which most people in such over commercialized society, most people tend to forget the meaning of Christmas. Yes, I'm getting all spiritual on you. This one is a beautiful one. It has the words of the Lord is my shepherd, and I will fear no evil, and goodness mercy shall follow me. And so you can basically cut out these sayings and put paper mache on your little ball. If you want something more generic or poetic, there's these are all papers for scrapbooking. There's these ones that are pre-cut little collage pages. You can use them. Or if you do happen to have some old books laying around, you can use that one as well. This one is Tarzan, and I got in a estate sale. So you can use that, or you can use, I have another one that is by Dickens. So poems, you can use the words, they'll look beautiful. Back when I used to make shoes, I had these crazy leathers that I'll probably will never make them into shoes. And can you see that? It's kind of glittery. So I'm going to use one of them to make Christmas balls. You can use colored yarn to wrap around your ball. And if you're doing this, a good idea would be to use this kind of spray, because you have the same amount of spray all over the surface, and if you mess up, you can always remove. But can you imagine how pretty it would be as you're wrapping the yarn around? You have all these multicolors. I just love it. And then last but not least, before we get to the project, I also got this herbal packet. This one is rose, and this one is lavender. If you want to add a little bit of scent to your tree, lavender, roses would be beautiful. And you just basically, once again, you use this spray and spray it on your ball and then roll it on it. I will show you how to do it as well. So basically this is just a couple of little things, scraps of leather, very fun. So basically just look around your house and unfortunately, because my little guy is so little, if he was involved in doing this, I would never get anything done. But if you have older kids, while the young ones are taking a nap, this is a great project to get them involved. Get your kids involved. Get your husband involved. You know, if maybe he's a little crafty and he can do the spraying. Get everybody. You can do this on a Sunday afternoon. So anyways, I have all my supplies here. So I'm going to stop the video for a little bit, adjust the camera, and I hope you enjoy it. So give me just a moment. I'm going to walk around, turn the camera off, and then turn it on again, and you will see my little first project happening. So for this part of the project, you will need your styrofoam balls, the little hooks. See how tiny they are? Very small. Bem pequenininho eles são. You only need 2 of them. Só 2. And I'm going to be speaking Portuguese and English throughout this video. So you need only 2. Put them to the side. Yes, I am guilty of eating frozen dinner and feeding frozen dinner to my husband. Poor guy. So I always save these little containers because I use so much things that are that you shouldn't be used in food preparation, that I like to keep them and use it for these times, for example. So I'm very eager to use these flowers. So I'm going to start, open up my package, and not too much. Think of it, for example, if you like to cook, it's almost doing like breaded breaded chicken or steak, or é como se você estivesse cozinhando galinha milanesa, carne milanesa. Você precisa da sua farinha, ou então vamos supor que essas flores e a lavanda é a sua farinha. Então você coloca um pouquinho só nessa bandejinha. A flor é um pouquinho maior, então talvez seja legal você quebrá-las mais um pouquinho. I was just saying for you American guys that the roses are a little bit bigger, so they'll probably be harder to stick. So it's a good thing for you to just break them apart a little more. And then you have these little buds. Maybe you want to take them out, or maybe not. We'll see. Talvez você queira tirar essa partezinha aqui, que talvez não fosse grudar, né? Então vamos começar. Eu acho que seria legal, deixa eu ver, com Elmer's Glue, porque esse aqui, com essa cola, porque tô falando assim que tem a segurança bem forte. Então vamos ver. Você precisa também de um pincel tipo esponjinha. You will need a foam brush because you can always wash it. So let me put just one little ball to the side, and my scissors, and have your part ready. So you just start by putting your glue all over. And just really going there, because see, the styrofoam has all these little holes. Tá vendo? O isopor tem todos esses buraquinhos. Então se a cola não entrar lá no buraquinho, aí não vai dar pra grudar. Aqui. Então coloca assim. Você pode fazer com o dedo, ou você pode fazer com um pincelzinho, se você não quiser sujar muito a mão. Ou então você pode usar luva. I was saying that you can do it with your fingers. I do everything with my hands. That's how my fingers are not, my skin is so messed up. Or you can do it with the foam brush, or you can do it with wearing gloves. But wearing gloves, I find it very, very cumbersome. Então, preste atenção para que você sature bem a bola com cola, porque depois que você começar a rolar a bola, não vai dar pra você colocar mais cola. Quer dizer, daria, né? Mas aí você não sabe onde é que é. Então, bastante. Quanto mais cola, melhor, né? Porque vai grudar bem bonitinho. So, make sure to saturate the styrofoam ball very, very much with a lot of glue, because otherwise it won't stick. And then once it's very nice and saturated, which I think it is because it's starting to come off on my hands, then basically you just roll. See how it sticks to it? And it's sticking to my finger as well. So you may have to press it. And just like you do with your fried chicken, just throw some on top of it. That was just a little bit. So you just keep on putting. And I'm going to set this on aside so it glues a little more. And then once it's a little more sticky, because the Elmer's glue has this problem, this kind, that while it's still wet, it's not very strong, but once it's done, it's really strong. Eu estava falando que essa cola aqui não é muito boa quando está molhada, mas quando começa a secar um pouquinho, tá vendo? Que está começando a grudar. Fica bem. Vou deixar aqui um pouquinho. Meu dedo tá cheio de lava. And yes, this is the messy part. So just let it dry a little bit. I'll set it aside. But I promise you it will be very pretty and very smelly in a good way. So clean up a little bit. Oops, almost threw away the little things. And the other thing is that if you want to mix the two scents, it may even be better or more interesting. Or you can put more on this. See, the nice thing about doing impromptu is that you can do it however you choose to. And because this one has the little cord, I'll just do it like this. And see how it's sticking to it? You just do it. See? Eu falei assim que quanto mais cola melhor, porque os pedaços da rosa são bem grandes. Então quanto mais cola elas têm para se aderir, melhor. Ok. E você vai continuar fazendo isso aqui. Pode fazer com a lavanda também, né? And remember, if it's not full enough now, remember that you can always add more. Once it's dry, you can go back with the Elmer spray and fill in any blank spaces. Just really big. You don't want it to be a perfect little machine-made ball, because it was made by you and your friends and your family. Smells good. Hey. It's going to look even prettier once it's dry. So I'll put this away here while it's drying. I'm going to do a cleanup really quick, and then we can go to the next step.